Hi folks, we are Sophie and Philippe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers. Currently, we're setting up our second regenerative farm in central Portugal, where we grow food for our local community and share our knowledge both on the land and in the kitchen. On this channel, we take you along on the farm's development and we show you how we grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown, delicious food. In a time where the food we're eating is literally killing us, the most powerful and impactful action one could take is to consume nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown, clean food. Let's grow it, let's cook it, let's do it. About 2 months ago, Philippe and I decided that we were going to create a little mini-series, which we are publishing now and we're very excited about. We decided that we're going to visit farms and like-minded projects doing similar things to what we are doing on our farm all across Portugal and shed some light on these people on the ground. Now, of course, in this day and age, what we really need is healthy, clean and delicious food. And what better way to promote it than to showcase the different setups that people have and where they are growing this food. Not only do we hope to maybe inspire any future farmers out there, but we also wanted to show people that buying locally from your local regenerative farmer really makes an impact in these people's lives. Clearly, we are back at the farm right now and Philippe and I will bring you back up to speed on what's been happening on the farm and we'll take you into the kitchen to cook some delicious food. But before we do that, let's go and visit Horta. Tiago and Fransisco were wonderful hosts. The morning of our visit to Horta, we left the house very early, and besides a little bump on the head, the drive went very smoothly. We had two bad pieces of news a few days prior to our departure, the first one being that the weather would be horrendous, and the second that our car suspension broke. But nothing could stop us, so we rented a small car, which ended up being not so small as the lady at the desk took a liking to us and gave us a free upgrade. We only stopped once for coffee. We got some coffee!
So we are halfway the trip. We've done 2 hours, 2 hours 15. We are North Viseu and we are gonna go to Trofa. That's gonna take us more 1 hour and 40 minutes.
When we hit the road again, we soon arrived at our destination to meet our brothers in arms who greeted us with the words,
"You are very tall."
to which I responded, I know, I always feel like a giant.
No, not giant, just tall. Yes.
Thiago had us laughing out loud in no time and we really hit it off. Despite the rain, moods were high and we decided the time was ripe to shove a camera in their faces. So without further ado, the introduction of the team itself.
Hello, I'm Tiago, 37 years old. I'm from Famalicão. I started Horta 2020. Francisco joined us 1 year later. We produce veggie box to the families. We work with the restaurants and we sell them at the market, Famalicão Municipal Market.
Olá, bom dia. Meu nome é Francisco, tenho 34 anos, sou de Vila Nova, Famalicão. Tirei o 12º ano em informática. Pronto, comecei na Horta em 2021, juntamente com o Tiago, a ajudar aos fins de semana. Pronto, passei para part-time no meu trabalho e dedico-me aqui de manhã às hortas.
The rain did not give up, so with a slight handicap we set out to better understand their setup.
Currently, we have 14 beds active, 1 or 2 we are transition crops. We have around 20 crops now, early April. We now have a lot of mizunas, arugula, lettuce, landcress, spinach, kales.
Besides their vegetable production, they also have a small flock of laying hens across the street, which provides them with eggs for their customers. Tiago and Francisco's aim is to turn over beds as quickly as possible to make a profit and to have a wide variety of produce on offer for their customers. Microgreens are a great moneymaker and are selling at about $50 to $100 per kilogram. They seed practically everything in home and they also have a clever way of integrating animals onto their beds to clean up spent crops and to fertilize the beds with the added benefit of meat for home consumption. Besides the annual import of organic compost, part of their fertility on the farm is also produced by their worm farm.
Yes, our fertility program, because we are fast turnover crops, obviously we need to feed them. We use the leftovers to feed our animals, inclusive our worms. We give them leftovers, a little bit of everything, of course. They don't complain, of course. The worms are a big, important animal here. We use the golden liquid, so we can feed them and they feed us.
Horta grows food in harmony with nature and uses no pesticides, herbicides or fungicides. They also implement a technique called no-dig. No-dig is a method in which topsoil is not turned over every time you plant a new crop. This technique, which we also practice on our farm, is regenerative as it aims to boost life in the soil. In order for plant roots to absorb nutrients, these nutrients first need to be made available by microorganisms. Tilling the soil destroys microbiology and makes soil less fertile, increasing the need for fertilizers. Thiago has been practicing no-till methods since he started and is very pleased with the results.
I'm very happy with these results, with no-till, with the loose soil that we like and the plants like and the microorganisms like. Yes.
We tried doing the interview in the tunnel, but due to the rain, the audio really suffered. We will share some of it with you, but thankfully we were also able to come back the next day when the weather was better, so we got much better footage of the farm and also better audio for our interview. My first question to Thiago was, what is your background?
My background is nothing to do with farming. I study and work at designer of jewelry. I wasn't happy, I wasn't fulfilled, so I decided to change to looking for something else. The nature called me, so I start to produce a little bit in the backyards of my parents, of uncle, of friends, and start produce food, to eat real food.
Secondly, I asked Francisco what it takes to be a farmer.
Eu acho que uma pessoa tem que ter gosto por isto, pela agricultura, claro. Ver as coisas a crescer, a colher, tem que se ter resiliência pelos animais, pelas plantas, por tudo, pelo solo, natureza em geral. Os meus pais é uma geração que já está desligada da natureza, a minha geração ainda é pior e a minha geração a seguir ainda vai ser pior. É o que eu acho.
Em relação àquilo que tu disseste, tens de levantar cedo. O meu primeiro trabalho, que eu não tinha problemas em levantar-me cedo, fosse às horas que fosse, foi este.
Pois, exatamente.
If there is something that you could say to young farmers that aren't farmers yet, potentially future farmers, what is the message that you would like to pass on to those people?
I think do more, get your hands dirty. Yes, I think it's more difficult to start. Start small and start to grow food for us and the people and the family. Rent land and use tools very cheap but very effective. Right. Invest in the right tools, the fewer ones to start. You don't need more, you don't need a lot. You don't need, yes, grow as your
Customer base grows.
Yes, I think yes. The impact it's really great. We are 1 kilometer to the market, so the community, the people who buy products there, when it's over, they came here after some days. We have that relationships. We build relationships. I think regenerate market garden. I think it's not about only treat the soil and the animals, but the people too, the relationship.
You would say that you maintain an open door farm policy? People are welcome to come to
Yes,
see your farm?
yes, people certificate us. They come here,
Definitely.
yes, we open doors. That is the reason why you open doors, yes.
What is your thought on organic certification and why don't you have it?
I have a lot of respect. I do consume biological products, but transparency it's more important than the certificate, than the label. I think it's one thing, and the character of the people, the farmers, and I think it's more important too. So I don't have nothing against in really details. Some few issues I don't agree, but the tilling it's one of them. But it's okay. It's okay.
You think that the personal connection to the customers is what certifies you?
Of course.
You have full transparency. Anybody can come and see the garden and can ask you and can witness what you're doing here.
True indeed. Yeah. it's work until now. So
That is something we're lacking these days, a lot of transparency and especially the proximity to our food and therefore also to our farmers. I think that the more we can cultivate this connection with our customers and we as farmers can present our products to our customers and tell the story, a very passionate story most of the time, I think that that is definitely valuable.
yes, create that relationships with the people.
Yes,
It's
definitely. Leaving was difficult as there was so much to discuss, but Tiago and Fransisco's farm showed us that with very little input you can achieve a whole lot, and their worm farm reminded us that we still need to start ours. If you like what they're doing and you want to check them out, be sure to click the link below because I'll leave a link to their socials in our descriptions. After some firm hugs and the promise that we would see each other soon, we said our goodbyes and we left to our next project. More on that next week. For now, let's go back to our farm and see what we've been up to and of course, what's for lunch.
So the time arrived. We're going to trellis the tomatoes today. I'm going to take the suckers out. I'm going to put the rope around it and I'm going to hang them. As you can see, they are nice and big tomatoes. They're starting to fall to the side, so it's the right time to trellis it. Let's go do this. Okay, so we're going to use new hooks. It's a clean start for these tomatoes. So we don't need any tools to take the armpits out. The fingers are the best because they will break right at the junction from the leaf with the trunk of the plant. Okay, main stem, leaf, armpit. The armpit is always between the stem and the leaf and it grows in all of them. So just do this, they will come very easy. And the plant is free of armpits. How beautiful. So we do one plant, 1 liter. We take all the armpits and we just go for one line. I find it more organized to work with. Personal decision. There's people that do one plant 2 liters. I find it that the plant will work better with 1 liter. One plant, 1 liter. All right, armpits are gone. Now we're going to start the trellising. So I'm going to give a knot here under, and this knot is going to, a double knot actually, and this double knot is going to be a large knot. So it's going to become like something like this. Now I give the second knot and I lock it so it stays, doesn't move anymore. And now we're giving some slack on the rope. You just go. You don't need to go between every branch, so we just go around in the loose way and the plant will start to grow up and we keep trellising him. Finished. It's getting very hot. All the tomatoes are trellised. I'm going to come here once a week. I'm going to take the armpits out and I'm going to pin them a little bit more. And that's it. Ready for the tomatoes harvest.
garlic scapes. I love this moment when you have to take them out of the garden, because then you have all of these beautifully garlicky garlic scapes. So this is the beginning of a flower that you can cook with, which I absolutely love. We're gonna make a quick chicken dish. We're gonna use loads of fresh herbs. Let's begin. So first let's get the chicken thighs. These are our own chicken thighs. I defrosted them, so these are already nice and more or less, I don't want to say room temperature, but definitely not ice cold. And I'm going to sear these in a pan. Besides the cumin and the cinnamon stick, we're gonna add a bit of lemon and then also a bit of honey. Gonna top it with some water, cover it with a cartouche and leave that to simmer for a while. Okay, bowl of parsley is ready. We're now going to add in lots of onions. So I'm going to be using the green onion tops, and I'm gonna chop those very fine as well. I'm gonna add 2 in there. So I'm gonna take the foil off now a little bit. Chicken has to cook for about 45 minutes for it to be nice and tender. So I'm on 25 minutes now maybe. Give it another 20 minutes. I'm very calmly going to separate these thyme leaves. Reflect on life. Think what you can do better. Think what's going well. Be grateful for the people you love. All right. Time to season the tabbouleh. I have something great for this because our own kids made, while they were away with the grandparents, some herb salt. And I think that this has oregano inside and some sage. And it just really smells delicious, to be honest. So we're going to make a little mix of this in order to season it. Ooh, this one's really tight. Ah, yes. A bit of sage salt. Generous amount of oil, grate a bit of ginger inside, toast a bit of almonds that we're going to add in there in the end. Let's make ourselves a garlic scape. Let's add the nuts to the tabbouleh, and just for color a bit of violets.